Today, I'm going to talk to you about the Altra Superior 4.5. .3 miles, 8 minutes, 52 minutes per mile, 134 beats per minute. Going for a nice easy run today with a running buddy, apparently. I have no idea whose dog that was. The dog just started running with me. It found me like when I got into town, not very long into the run, and ended up running with me over a half marathon distance. So a pretty amazing dog, a very serendipitous encounter, but very welcome a company to have for my run today in the Altra Superior 4.5. And before I get into my thoughts on this shoe, I do want to go over some disclosures. This is a pair of shoes that I purchased with my own money. No one sent it to me or is paying me to make this video. And no one's going to get a chance to preview any of my thoughts or footage before you guys get a chance to see this video on YouTube. Now, with the disclosures out of the way, let's talk about the Altra Superior 4.5. Now, this is the second Altra shoe that I've ever run in before. My first only being last month in the Altra Escalante. And I liked that shoe and the zero drop so much that I thought I definitely got to try something else, but I figure I'm here in eastern Iowa for the summer. There's a lot of dirt roads for me to run on. So let's get something that's a little bit more trail oriented, and that's where the Superior 4.5 comes in. Now, initially I thought this might be a little bit too much trail shoe for me because I'm really looking for like a road trail shoe hybrid or crossover or whatever term you want to give it. But it turns out that this shoe actually suited me really well. And I think that comes down to primarily the Quantic midsole that Altra has in this shoe. Now, what I'm feeling when I run in this midsole material is like I'm running on an even softer surface than I already am. So dirt roads, hard packed gravel, crushed limestone, all those kinds of surfaces, but they still can take a toll on your knees, joints, and feet. And what I'm feeling when I run in this Quantic midsole is that it's absorbing those impacts really well, but it's not a mushy shoe by any means. So I'm still able to feel really nimble and lightweight on my feet. Now, it's not quite as bouncy of a material as Altra's Altra Ego material, which I was just absolutely in love with by the time I was done running in that shoe. This feels slightly less bouncy. There's a little less spring to it, but it's still a very quick material is what I'm feeling in the midsole. Now on the outsole, there's plenty of tread and thick lugs on here. Now, that might be a relative term for me, someone who's a road runner that spends the vast majority of his miles on paved surfaces. This is a pretty robust outsole, and I was worried that'd be a little bit too much. Instead, what I felt was really confident on those rocky, less firm surfaces that I could run on. But at the same time, when I was on really buffed out pieces of road or on pavement itself, I felt like I was still running on a fairly responsive yet soft outsole and midsole combo. It didn't give me that kind of like running on soccer cleats on pavement kind of feel. It just felt like a little bit of extra rubber on the outsole. So I feel like transitioning between those two surfaces, this shoe felt right at home. I had no issues with it whatsoever. It did feel much better when I was on dirt road, and whenever I could find it, whether it's on the shoulder of the road, when I was on dirt roads altogether, I definitely preferred that. But it just felt like a great running experience the entire time. Now, a signature feature of all Altra shoes is that there's zero drop. That means that the amount of midsole that's in the forefoot is the same that's in the heel. Now on this shoe, even though it's a zero drop, it doesn't mean that it's a minimal shoe, even though it does kind of remind me a little bit of the spray-on shoes from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. But this shoe, in fact, has 19 millimeters of foam all throughout the shoe, making it more cushioned than most of the daily trainers that are out there on the market today. But there's also a little bit of a curvature at the front and even a little bit of a curvature at the back a little bit here, which I found to be really nice when I was going on downhill segments. And this part of Iowa is pretty hilly. There aren't really a lot of flats. Everything is either a little bit of an incline, a little bit of a decline, or a pretty big incline and a pretty big decline. Nothing is like super intense. I'm not doing any massive vert gains, but it's always a little bit of something either up or down. And the way that this shoe is designed, I feel like it's really working for me on all the types of terrain that I have available to me here in this part of the country. Now, in terms of the upper and some of the more trail features, there are certain things that I'm just never gonna use on this shoe. For example, this Velcro thing here that I think then clips into this little buckle or a little latch here is for a gaiter. I'm probably never going to run with a gaiter on, but I do appreciate the fact that it's a little bit harder in the toe cap, so a little bit of protection in case I'm kicking rocks either going up or downhill. And this material on the sides is going to be really good at keeping all the elements out. There is a lot of breathability in the toe box, so this looks like it might be a waterproof material. It's not. It's actually quite breathable and designed to drain water out. When I think about kind of like all-weather shoes, when it's hot, I want things to be able to get wet and drain quickly. But when it's cold, that's when I really worry about waterproofness, Gore-Tex, all that kind of thing. So I feel like for a summer road/trail running shoe, I think they've pretty much nailed it. The fit is fantastic on this shoe, just like the previous Altra shoe that I've run in. It's got that floppy heel cup, not a lot of structure, almost no structure in the heel cup at all. But I find that makes it feel very comfortable, even though like the foot shape is kind of unusual, or I guess anatomically correct, but unusual compared to other running shoes that I've seen. The way that they dial in the fit on this shoe makes it feel like you're running on a sock with some lugs on the bottom. So very comfortable shoe to run in, very lightweight, coming in at just 8.4 ounces for a road trail shoe hybrid, which is just absolutely amazing. Even though this seems to be a pretty good road trail shoe hybrid for me, I think that could also, because there is the option for the gaiter attachments here, it also can serve as a pretty serious trail shoe as well. This shoe was supposed to ship with a separate insert that serves as more of like a rock plate. Now, as I was running on the gravel today, I did feel the occasional particularly sharp rock or big rock. I could feel it. It wasn't painful, but definitely something that was noticeable. That insert would definitely dull any of those potentially painful moments. I don't have that. The place where I got this from accidentally shipped these without those inserts. I got an email from them telling me about the error, and they let me know that they'll be sending it as soon as they get them in stock. So I'm not sure how much like really technical trail there is around this part of the country, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to test it. I have some ideas, stay tuned, but regardless, I am going to be putting a lot more miles in this shoe because I just absolutely love it for the types of running that I've been doing around here, and I'm really excited to put more miles into this one. I'm really digging the design on this shoe, and that makes it 2 for 2 on Altra shoes that I've tried that I'm finding out that I actually really enjoy running in. So let me know if you have any questions about the Altra Superior 4.5 in the comments down below. I'd love to talk to you guys about it more down there. That's all I have for today, everybody. Thanks so much for making it all the way to the end of the video. Hopefully you're staying safe out there on your runs, and I'll see you on the next one.
Yo, what's going on?